Hi everyone, welcome to the next episode. Today I think I will answer a couple of questions related to space travel and space tourism and rocket science. Well, let's get started. The first question, is space tourism a good idea? Well, I don't think it's a good idea because there is a potential to waste a plethora of money. And in fact, building rockets and sending them to the space is not an easy lesson to learn. Well, you must put much effort. In other words, you will have to hire highly qualified professors, astronauts, and aeronautical engineers. Afterwards, you will have to build laboratories so that they'll be able to do experiments. Moreover, rocket building deals with tiny things. You should take everything into concentration while you are building a rocket. And even a small ball plays an essential role in this system. Rocket science is something that works with concrete figures, which is why I consider it as a tough thing. And rocket building is not the thing that can be done within a few months. It takes a couple of years for you to make to build a modern rocket. Your rocket should be resistant to fire, and you should design it elaborately. And of course, it has to be made of flexible materials. All these things show us that it is far from simple. And first, you will need big amount of time. Second, you will need huge amount of money. And the third, multitude of science. You see, it is far more unlikely to happen. And the second question, well, is space travel important to the world? It's not important to the world. You may say by reaching the space, new sources of energy can be found while we are running out of resources here. But remember, the Earth is the only planet where the life is known to exist. With this being said, we should make investigations. There is a life under the water, and science say that 70% of Earth hasn't been discovered yet. Therefore, we shouldn't spoil our natural environment by sending rockets to the space. The more rockets we send to the space, the more damage we make to the world. Well, there are some drawbacks of space travel. First, we are burning fossil fuels and there is a CO2 emission and it goes up and it stays in the atmosphere. And a chemical compound in the atmosphere doesn't let sunlight go back to the space. And that's why climate is changing. And the second, when we send rocket to the space, it damages ozone layer. And harmful lights coming from the sun are easily reaching the earth. It's very bad. Okay, imagine even we launch this project. Who gives you guarantee that you will come back to the earth alive? It's too risky, and people will spend way too much time preparing for space travel. Yet, not everyone can afford it. So that's why you should travel all around the world, and you should learn like other people's culture, taste their food, and so on. Well, there are billions of blissful things on earth that is sufficient. That is sufficient to make you feel good. Well, the third question is, should money be spent on other things? Yes, of course. We should spend our money on meaningful things. For example, there are multitude of people who don't have access to the meal, education, and so on. So first, we should deal with the problems we have on Earth. If we keep delaying the problems here, and the same will happen on the other planets. And like most of you keep saying that, come on, we can find new sources of energy. And yeah, of course, you can. But if you can, well, you can find the new sources of energy on Earth as well, believe me. Our brain has no boundaries. And while the Earth is grappling with global warming, why don't we try to help them? Like there is a scientific project aiming to solve global warming, and another one is like planning like to make life in deserts. Isn't it good? Doesn't it sound nice? Well, I can give you an example like about Earth. Let's imagine, like, to make you aware of what I'm saying. Look, Earth is the big, huge man who is like barely coping the weight on his shoulders, doing this way. And human beings are coming and they are putting extra heavy things on his shoulders. And he may fall down and everything is going to ruin. What happens is that he will just make like fall down and everything will fall down with him. So it's bad. We should take away the heavy things from his shoulders. We gotta help him. Well, if I had opportunity, I mean, if I if I could afford it, and if I had certain amounts of money in my bank account, I wouldn't do that. Believe me, I'd rather share my money with people who are like dying of starvation, and my face wouldn't let me do so. Just because of 4 minutes of excitement, 4 minutes of excitement, you go space and see like how the shape of our Earth, and that's it. Well, guys, it depends on you. It depends how you think about how you look at the things. So, that was my answer. Like those were my answers. Leave a comment below if you want to answer as well. Like these questions are just amazing and wonderful. Well, bye bye. Next time, I'll see you next time.